I don't want him to.
I like what he stands for. I like what he does, but he upset too many people, and they upset him really bad. So I don't think he's good for the party.
He needs to get back in. That he already had gained that respect from all the world leaders and finish what he, started.
It's too bad that he did what he did do and was fought the whole way along on darn near everything that he did. But that's what happened. So I'd like to see him not run.
If he did, I would vote for him, but I would not recommend he runs. I voted for Trump both times, and I love him. I think he was a good candidate, but I think his time has passed.
I couldn't care less about President Trump personally.
Yeah, you saw in the top right corner of that video, it said Fox News. Yes, they were interviewing people on the streets, asking them if they would still support Donald Trump if he did indeed, as he's been teasing since forever, he's gonna tease up to the last moment he can to raise money, whether or not he's gonna run for president yet again. And it sounded a little negative, except for one guy who's like, I'd vote for him again, even though he's a total criminal, but yeah, sure. Maybe, but I would say maybe not. So this seems kind of weird. Fox News is pushing this whole thing of showing random folks that aren't so into Trump. I'm sure they could have showed folks that were into him, but they didn't want to do that. I wonder why. Let's watch.
I would like to see, Governor DeSantis or someone like that, some new blood in the race.
DeSantis run for president, and if he wants to, then he can pick up Donald as the vice president.
We're from Florida. We're big fans of DeSantis on this one. He seems to be much more common sense and able to communicate better to both sides to get those people back that switch.
He's done a good job at everything he's tried to do, despite all, it's not all just what he says. It doesn't just happen like that. I believe he's done a good job with a lot of things, and that's just my personal beliefs.
I really like DeSantis.
Look at that last guy. They were out there from day till nighttime getting the folks. It was like dark, bro. Anyway, so they went to people on the streets. Okay, remember they did the coffee shop things. They're like, we're talking to real people in Indiana, and this is what they think. That was the level there. But they did that, and they also went to former politicians as well. Let's look at this. Fox News is covering all bases.
Where Donald Trump seems to be telegraphing a move to run for president again. What do you think?
Well, put it this way, I voted for him once, so I'll never do it again. Does that answer your question?
Why never again?
Well, I think he's overused himself. I think he's used up. And I think the January 6th hearings are terribly irritating to him. I always say to him, stop the squeal. It's not very unbecoming. It's like someone in a sandbox and they stole their little shovel.
David, you remember Alan Simpson there, Senator Simpson?
I didn't realize he was still alive. Oh my God, for Alan Simpson to say that it's past your time. Wow, that is brutal.
I totally forgot about Alan Simpson. You know what? I'm happy he's still around, man. If you kick him for that long, make it happen. I forget how horrific he was, but he's apparently never gonna vote for Donald Trump again. So there's this switch. Donald, praise. Now suddenly it's, I'm not sure, I'm not so sure, I'm not so sure. And then now there's DeSantis. How much of a setup is this?
I think there's a couple things going on here. First of all, I think Fox News wants to feel like Ron DeSantis believes that he owes Fox News something. So perhaps by putting their thumb on the scale right now and saying, okay, Ron DeSantis, if you win this thing, if Donald Trump doesn't run or if you somehow beat him, remember Fox News was your lifeline. So I think there's part of that. I think there's also some legitimate concern at Fox News that Donald Trump was even too erratic and too crazy even for them. That Fox News, for all of their nuttiness, thrives when there's a certain amount of order and institutional memory that people have in the Republican Party. And I think even Fox News felt Donald Trump was out of control.
And they probably support him up to the point of thinking like, we can do this, we can win, we can make money. That's really what many major networks were about. Let's talk about it and get the money behind it. But they were supporting everything he did. That was like the push. And if you see it happening again now with DeSantis, these things aren't accidental. I'm not sure how people, if they should get that, but nothing about this is accidental when it comes to their approach to how they report and how they make their money. It's just how it is. They know who their viewers are and they know what they want to hear. Because when they don't, those viewers get pretty upset.